shit's in the safe. Got me a spot out the way. Nigga just tryna be safe.
Let's get to sports talk.
Points for the Heat, but it was not enough to beat the Celtics in Boston. Jalen Brown had 31 points. He's sneaky, had like a really nice season so far early in the season. So this put the Celtics in second place in the Eastern Conference above the Heat, which felt a little funny at first to have the Heat and the Raptors up there like that. Do you think the Celtics will stay second in the Eastern Conference throughout the season?
So here's the dynamics that we talked about earlier in this year, and they're kind of playing out exactly in the East how I thought they would. Milwaukee going.
Boston still have everything intact. Ain't nothing changed. The only thing changed was Kyrie leaving. They got another good point guard, Campbell from Charlotte. They still got Hayward coming back. They still got Kemba Walker. They still got Jalen Brown. They still got Tatum. Like, they still have a good team. They are slipped on this season. And they going to be a sneaky team. The possibility to come out the East. Because everyone's saying Milwaukee and the Sixers are coming out the East. And y'all still slipping on the Raptors as well. But y'all also slipping on Boston. Everybody talk about Boston. How their team are dominating.
For the number 1 overall seed in the NBA.
Yep.
They going for it. Mm-hmm. They understand home court in the East and potentially in the finals could be their ticket to possibly winning it all this year. Philadelphia, their best player is Joel Embiid. We know he's going to miss a lot of games.
Yep, always does.
So therefore, I knew that they couldn't have the second best record in the conference based on that. The Boston Celtics have a young bunch, and they're really good and talented. So they understand the marathon. You got Tatum and Brown and Marcus Smart and Kemba, who hasn't been great as of late, but they're going to go hard for the regular season. So don't be surprised if the Celtics don't maintain and keep the number 2 seed. I think Philly falls to 3, and I'm about to give you a sleeper. Toronto, give them love like we did on the other day.
Yep.
But I'm going to tell you somebody, do not sleep on.
Who am I not sleeping on?
Indiana Pacers.
Where's Oladipo coming back? Don't sleep. When is Oladipo coming back?
They're maintaining without him. Mm-hmm. Malcolm Brogdon is so very mature. When I'm watching games, you know what I call him? Senator Brogdon.
Oh, okay.
I sit here and said that. Don't sleep on the Raptors. They still got a good starting 5. They still got Gasol. They still got Ibaka. They still got small forward Anobi. Siakam. Shooting Anobi play they shooting guard. I had it mixed up. Siakam, they small horse. Anobi, they shooting guard. Then they have Kyle Lowry. Then they still have Fred VanVleet. They still Hollow Jefferson. They still have a good team. The Pacers, good pickup for them for Malcolm Brogdon. They got Sabonis. They got Warren. It's Turner. Like I can't think of the name. But they still have that team in Indiana still keeping everything afloat. Once they got Victor back, the team gonna take another step because they still ain't got their star player back. They just hold everything down till he come back. That's all you have to do. Just put a team together, sustain everything until he's back on the floor to help this team take another step.
He's like he's 15 years older than everybody else. He's so responsible. He's so philanthropic.
Well, another playoff team in the East was in action last night. The Nets beat the Hawks to get over 500. They're now 11-10. And they're doing it without Kyrie Irving. They had 4 players that had 20 or more points. What do you think about this balanced Nets attack versus when they have Kyrie?
What I tell you about that basketball when it's moving? People feel better about setting that pick, feel better about grabbing that rebound. And unfortunately for Kyrie,
because that's how they winning. There's no shot at Kyrie. But if you rotate the basketball more, it will make everything different. for your team. Kyrie ain't there, they had to rotate the basketball. Look what happened, they rotate the basketball. It's just like last season when they was rotating the basketball, everything was going well because you sharing the basketball and putting it in everyone's hands to get a better shot. And that's why this team is still staying afloat to win.
This narrative from Boston is now going to dog him with the Nets.
Yep.
Because you see him as a dynamic one-on-one player. He going to give you the oohs and ahs and break a lot of ankles. But when he going into his bag, not only is the defense watching, teammates are watching too. So now with him,
because everyone's going to be standing out in the corner, watching him clear out everything and have that one player in front of him, one-on-one guard him. They just going to be watching. Just like the defenders. Sit off in that corner and just watch him isolate. Instead of just rotating the basketball.
being out, give up a good shot to get a great shot. Spencer Dinwiddie has been balling, but still, like you said, they're now understanding they don't have that all-NBA talent on the floor. They're doing it by committee.
Well, let's take a quick look at the Nets with and without Kyrie. Now, these stats can be misleading because you don't really take into account who their opponents are. You know what I mean? But it is noteworthy.
Well, 10 games is a great sample.
It's noteworthy. They're scoring less, but the other team is scoring less, and the field goal percentage is about the same. What do you think about this?
There's something to be said for a group of guys buying into a system that Kenny Atkinson had already set up before Kyrie arrived.
Yeah.
It is not just without him. They're without Karis LeVert also.
Good point.
And most people would think going into the season that those are their two best players. So it just showed you how they're doing a terrific job with that team. We saw DeAndre Jordan playing minutes for them.
Shout out to Dinwiddie.
Yeah.
He's playing well.
We gotta get him on the show.
Jalen, sometimes we
got the best goatee in the game.
We need to rely on your experience in the National Basketball Association. We need you to take us behind the curtain. Chris Paul, no longer on the Rockets, was traded to the Thunder. He said that GM, Daryl Morey, guaranteed him that he would not be traded. And he said that he was shocked when he was traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Felt a certain way about it. Jalen, take us behind the curtain.
Okay.
What happens when you get traded?
Okay. I've been traded 150 times. Okay. This is how this works. Okay. I'm going to detail 2 phone conversations for you. One happened in San Antonio. Okay. You're on the phone with Masai Ujiri. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, you can make a trade and swap DeMar DeRozan and Kawhi. Masai just told DeMar, well, you know, we want to keep you, bro.
Yeah, of course.
And then he walks out of the room and Pop calls. And then you could get Kawhi. Guess what happens?
We're not going to keep you, bro.
That changes.
Yes.
That changes.
Yes.
Same thing with Chris Paul. It's like, yeah, we love you.
Things changes when your superstar say, I want this certain player. That's what I believe will happen. He said, I want to be able to play with Westbrook. And Thunder wanted to move on and rebuild that team. So they was willing to make that trade. It just had to do with Chris Paul and James Harden didn't see eye to eye. James Harden wanted to be playing with Westbrook. So once they didn't see eye to eye, it was time to move on. And then bring Westbrook right here to change the team. Have D'Antonio let them run his system. And that's to outrun every team and go faster than every team. And then by the 2 guys that was your main guys last year was Chris Paul and James Harden wasn't seeing, you know, they weren't on the same page. So once James Harden said, I want this significant player, and then you have opportunity to get Westbrook, they're going to trade Chris Paul.
P3,
Of course.
And then Sam Presti called like, oh, Russ available?
You know what you don't say? I'm thinking about trading you. It's like breaking up with somebody. You don't tell them, like, you know what, I'm thinking about breaking up with you. No, one day you just do it.
That ain't true. Because every time you get into a disagreement with your mate, at some point somebody says that. At some point somebody says
you know
that.
who's never saying that? Me. My wife is too good for me. I'm never saying that.
But you're married.
She might take me up on it.
You're married. That's the difference. Mm-hmm. But when you are on a team You usually clearly don't want the player to know you're going to move them because they're not going to be as invested knowing that you're not as invested in them and their future isn't there.
What's up? Thank you so much for watching ESPN on YouTube.